I was born in the year of the supersonic, the era of the multi-story, multivitamin, multitonic, the higher-rise time of men with the technology and women who could be bionic. I indifferently narrate my factless biography. When I was a kid and rode in cars, I used to imagine I held a big scythe in my hand, and cut down all the trees and posts, and even sliced every hill that zoomed past the window. Visiting in the town where I was born, I talked with a very old man who had known me as a child. He remembered vividly seeing me, a peaked, shivering child, walking past his house one freezing morning, my inadequate overcoat fastened across my body with horse blanket pins. Even though I did not remember the episode, I knew it could not be true. My mother was a passionate sewer of buttons. A button-off was more than sloppiness, it was sin. Freud and Sociobiology are at one in setting definite limits to the possibilities of human progress. Without endorsing an atheistic narrative of the fall of man, they vindicate the truth in the doctrine of original sin. This is the one deep yearning of our lives, to let everybody consider us great sinners. The grand tarnished panorama of history amounts, as I see it, to a flow of interpretations, a confused consensus of unreliable eyewitness accounts. History may have no meaning, it is often said, but we can give it one. Fields are greener in their description than in their actual greenness. I make landscapes out of what I feel. I make holidays out of my sensations. Taking nothing seriously and recognizing our sensations as the only reality we have for certain, we take refuge there, exploring them like large unknown countries. Once upon a time, in the early part of the century, there lived a poet. He was so old he had to be taken on walks by his amanuensis. Master, his amanuensis said one day, "Look, that's up in the sky. It is the first aeroplane ever to fly over the city. I have my own picture of it," said the poet to his amanuensis, without raising his eyes from the ground. And so the College of Cartography evolved a map of the empire that was of the same scale as the empire, and that coincided with it point for point. They take too long. They say too much. Not that much needs to be said. They trail stories after them, like if you tied out in cans to your ankles, and then tried to walk about, you advance with your head turned back. As far as I can see, the world is too old for us to talk about it with our new words. I read the placard in the town, and as it said there, that you could employ anyone, I came here. The territory of which Utopia is the capital, the traveller sees not one city but many, of equal size, and not unlike one another, scattered over a vast, rolling plateau. Utopia is not one, but all these cities together. Only one is inhabited at a time, the others are empty, and this process is carried out in rotation. Now I shall tell you how. On the day when Utopia's inhabitants feel the grip of weariness, and no one can bear any longer his job, his relatives, his house and his life, debts, the people he must greet, or who greet him, then the whole citizenry decides to move to the next city, which is there waiting for them, empty and good as new. There each will take up a new job, a different wife, will see another landscape on opening his window. There is no means of testing which decision is better, because there is no basis for comparison. We live everything that comes, without warning, like an actor going on cold. Whenever an actor who is not a baby wants to associate, he or she gets up and goes to the edge of a balcony or deck, and there defecates or urinates below, so as to remain clean, an habitual act which we seldom see enacted on the stage. And the effect is surprising. The public watch with a kind of pride, an altogether legitimate one. Do not shoot yourself. Soon we will be entering another century. But in each event, in the living act,
Make sure you get in
the
the box.
undoubted deed. There, some unknown but still reasoning thing put forth the moldings of its features from behind the unreasoning mask. We all need someone to look at us. Even the tall, stooped editor with the big chin. He was accustomed to his readers, and when one day the Russians banned his newspaper, he had the feeling that suddenly the atmosphere was 100 times thinner. Nothing could replace the look of unknown eyes. He thought he would suffocate. Then one day he realized he was constantly being followed, bugged, and surreptitiously photographed in the street. Suddenly he had anonymous eyes on him, and he could breathe again. He began making theatrical speeches to the microphones in his wall. They like the long-term car parks, the check-ins, the duty-frees, showing their passports. They can pretend they're someone else. A man is talking on the telephone behind a glass partition. You cannot hear him, but you see his incomprehensible dumb show. They defied the crocodile of the Nile, because the crocodile is tongueless. I stood up on the arm of the couch, when there was nobody else in the room, and put my hand on the top of the door for you, where the wood is still kind of rough up there. It is not painted. I do not think it has ever been painted, since whoever built the house there's loads of like years worth of dust and stuff is all aired on. I think our whole fucking family is up there. That perverse need one has to expose one's ruins, one's ugliness, to parade one's misery, to uncover the stump of one's amputated arm, and force the whole world to look at it. I spent years humiliating my guests and got nowhere. Now I humiliate myself, and I'm a huge success. What do you make of that?
Valley Lodge. Now you all know where Silver Valley Lodge is, right? It's where Whiskey Creek runs into Crackhead Canyon.
On Conan last night, Piers Morgan was on, and Piers and Madonna have a they're not violent, well...
I sure risk this conjecture. Hitler wants to be defeated. Hitler is blindly collaborating with the inevitable armies that will annihilate him, as the metal vultures and the dragon, which must have known that they were monsters, collaborated mysteriously with Hercules. It is queer how these things happen. You set your face against success. You swear never to make good. You honestly believe that you could not make good, even if you wanted to, and then something happens along, some mid-chance, and you find yourself making good almost automatically. Good and evil have no meaning any longer except failure and success. Hence the profoundly significant phrase, to make good. Understanding the world for man is reducing it to the human, stamping it with his seal. Darwin's theory says nothing about whether the results of natural selection are good or bad. It simply describes a biological mechanism at work. So far as Darwinism is concerned, the world has no built-in tendency to improvement. The natural selection of genetic mutations may lead to more complex life forms, but equally it may wipe them out. The birds are like a nightmare. They are making the same noises, again, then again, then again. The leaves are hissing. Birds are pointless. They make a noise to reproduce for their own genetic ends. Leaves are pointless. Trees are pointless. They sustain the lives of insects which die almost as soon as they are born. The leaves help to produce oxygen. That keeps people breathing. Then people stop breathing. Physiognomy, like every other human science, is but a passing fable. And the melancholy and relief of knowing we shall soon give up any thought of knowing and understanding them. And in this connection it is curious to remark That even on this earth nature has never hit upon the wheel, or has preferred other expedients to its development. Humans had perhaps 1,000,000 years to get used to fire as a thing and an idea, say, far associated often to the surrounding infinite of things, that it seemed one with the general stolidity discernible in the whole visible world, which while pauselessly active in uncounted modes, still eternally holds its peace, and ignores you, though you dig foundations for cathedrals. I read again that everything which can happen to a man, from the instant of his birth until his death, has been preordained by him. Thus every negligence is deliberate, every chance encounter an appointment, every humiliation a penitence, every failure a mysterious victory. To keep the world sane, we depend on motive, we rely on cause and effect. The world annihilates itself and reappears 6,500 million times a day. Saliva on the end of the pen slowly evaporates into the conditioned air of the lobby. It will be an hour and 45 minutes before the pen is completely dry.
Times when I find myself out of the loop.
I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to say in my head, but it's getting long.
A very long overdue.
You know, but it is kind of
Tuesday. I came home on Friday. I'll be leaving early on Sunday morning. I came home to my home.
It's just what it wants to do. I'm not going to argue with it. So
hurry up and begin.
This is
exaggerated from what probably really
shit started getting messed up.
And why I'm saying this?
Well, I'm hoping that in time,
stuff. Hopefully, I don't know.
Sounds like another incident where
if you listen, just listen.
So let's begin this story.
It's early in the morning for you, but it's late for me.
4 a.m. The birds start. 4 a.m. You're at home.
So, I'm going
as fast as possible.
Anyway, what doesn't happen every day
is that I think it is something that we're constantly spiraling up towards.
And then this near infinitesimal speck. Basically just a random
portion or a time period
about, you know, particle physics, the universe and the galaxies.
And it is wrong.
Trying to communicate on a
instinct to say something just like shit.
And since I don't really
discuss anything about
like stuff that I do,
I feel guilty because
I felt so out of place in this
routine of uploading daily.
I
wanted to tell you guys some stuff.
My thoughts and prayers and everything.
because I haven't
Told people. What haven't I not told people? I guess I can't figure it out what I have not told people, but
to be exact,
I just want to share
The subject of acting now. What do I mean?
When I'm not looking my best. That way when I do look.
that's about it.
Yeah, you get the point of that. And then...
But only a few something, maybe 1%
of the population probably speak like that.
And I know pretty much everyone on the world don't speak
like
and basically, I mean,
that's why I decided to try speaking English free.
Wait, Har du eller spiller du Counter-Strike nogle gange?
Conversation. So?
Yes, damn student.
Share your memories with other people.
And then I just stood there and
I used to speak too much the same thing, a simple thing. I don't know many expressions that you use.
I myself will make the student A, B, or C.
Also, Papa, thing to talk about. I miss like.
Buddhist guys, your subscribes, and I like.
More detailed description of who I am, you know.
I think I'm good at it.
Persona.
I mean, like, how to say?
No i zapodał mi parę takich.
Plein de messages et de.
Stop commenting. But yeah, just leave me a comment and tell me if this is normal. So.
Die zit nog tegenover de Intertoys. En ik ging daar naartoe. Even uitleggen.
Another week.
Paterna de mi fallecido abuelo.
Long on winters and short on summers. And actually.
Czy to jest ok? To jest właśnie okam.
So, anyways.
Dopiero rozbić.
The future and...
Мое имя перепутали, я оказался стробом. Давайте ее...
Different syllables.
Arrakashkudu do bardedo, arrakushkudu kanani bipibile luce. Skinner darra, arrakashkadar dorra, arrakashkadar da bardarre, arrakashkatu kudu boyatu, do kedito taniatu. Rehishishkadarida.
This is, I'm having a hard time speaking, and I can feel one of my attacks coming on, and I'm really just scared.
end is near, and so I face the final curtain. Sting my wings of new chance of me, a love that's full.
I traveled each and every highway.
Was only
I did it my way. Perhaps I had a few, but then again, to mention.
I did what I had to do.
I saw the phone without exception. I had my fill, my share of losing. Now, still inside, I find it all so amusing. To think I did all that, and may I say, go out in a shower. What has he got? And on himself that he has not to settle. And the record show
Sébastien, Marie, c'était Franck, Sierra. On continue vers les 5 émissions de Je pense à toi, c'est